Putting it
Open it
up.
up.
I gotta, I,
Powerade.
I gotta get electrolytes in me.
Dude, well, you couldn't even get
Yesterday,
a Gatorade?
what? Oh, come on, it's a good Powerade. I like
All right.
Powerade.
All right.
Powerade sponsor us.
Facts. Powerade sponsor us. Come on. Come on. We'll do the low cal, low so, whatever you want. Welcome everyone to another episode of Cold Ones Conversations. We got the Philly Drinkers hat. We got a new ad coming up as well. Philly Drinkers, go buy the best merch. We got another new ad coming up, but first, you are on the best show on the internet, bringing you the best sports knowledge that there is. We're hot, we're hot when it comes to our bets. We don't screw around. You come here for the opinions, you come here for the laughs. I am Hollywood Hair, Hollywood whatever. My legal name's Harry, and I'm here with Brendan the Bod with the C6 tailgate going on. Trilly, how are we doing?
Doing well, buddy. Doing well. Glad I got to see you last weekend. Sorry we couldn't put out an episode, but we're here. We're here to keep it rolling. After a week where we both went 5 for 5.
I
I
know.
mean, let's not overshadow that. We were red hot, red
Red
stinging hot.
hot and doing it on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand when we tell you 5 for 5, that's 5 for 5 3 days before a single kick in the NFL took place. That's what we gave you. We gave you locks. We gave you stock picks. We could work for Vanguard. If Vanguard gave us money, a fund, let's just say, your money would be secure. Your retirement, don't even worry about it. You're sitting on a beach. Who cares?
So
Yeah, dude, no,
we're
it's
looking to
crazy.
stay hot.
We're looking to stay hot.
Yep.
Betting's a smart man's game, and these are two smart men. Dude, you want to jump into well, my question actually to you, we didn't even discuss this in the pre-show. I mean, do we even want to talk World Series?
No.
Okay, done. I'm fine with that. Good.
I think the
Next
Dodgers win
question.
it. Yeah, I think the Dodgers win.
Next question. I want the Dodgers to win. Next question. Okay. Let's talk last week, man, and then we'll get into our bets for this week. Dude, man, oh man. Why don't we start with the team that neither one of us care about? Jets on the road, primetime game, hour and 20-minute delay, mind you, longest delay in NFL history. Longest delay in NFL history before kickoff. Hour and 20-minute delay. New York Jets head to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is before acquiring Devontae Adams. Russell Wilson got his first start. Pittsburgh wins at home 37-15. My takeaways from the AFC North representative of this show. Pittsburgh's legit, man. This is a legit team now. The fact that I get that they beat a bad team. They absolutely beat a bad team, but they beat a bad team with a quarterback that everybody is saying can't play anymore. And he came out, threw for two, ran for one. And that Pittsburgh defense, man, they are proven time and time again. If you let them get after you, dude, they're reminding me of like the San Francisco 49ers defense from 2 and 3 years ago. When JJ Watt gets hot, he's looking like Nick Bosa, where his playing potential alone, in my opinion, right now, JJ Watt is worth a point a game when it comes to betting.
TJ.
TJ, excuse me. JJ's on the sidelines, rooting up his younger brother. TJ, literally, his defensive talent alone, to say that about a defensive player, that he's worth a point
Yeah,
in
the dude
betting.
is a stud.
He's
Absolute stud.
insane, dude. And for the first time, dude, this season, we saw the Pittsburgh Steelers wideouts get hot because they had somebody throwing them the rock.
Hmm.
I mean, this could legitimately be a 10 to 11 win team right now. They're sitting at 5-2, and they look real deal, man.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. That first matchup against the Ravens, kind of see the clash there because
Absolutely.
if this offense can figure it out a little bit and Russie comes in there and starts slinging that rock,
Yep.
Najee's starting to look pretty good. 21 carries, 102 yards. I mean,
Yep.
that's a couple weeks in a row where he's getting 100 plus yards. They're finally starting to put it together, that offense that has potential, but it's just kept on failing because of the quarterback situation. You finally got a guy in there that's trusting his guys.
Yep.
It's going to be an interesting matchup in that division moving forward here, and we'll see what happens with the Bengals coming up. We'll talk about it a little bit when we give our picks and stuff, But the Bengals are starting to turn it around a little bit. So that division, the Ravens are good. They're great. They're fantastic. We're going to talk about them in about 30 seconds. But
I got one
yeah,
last question for you when you're
that
ready
that
to.
Steelers team's it's getting there. But is the Jets just that bad?
I think it's two things, and now I want to switch the conversation to the Jets. I think yes, they are that bad, but I also think that that Steelers defense has been this legit, and we now see that they have a quarterback that can perform
Hmm.
at 70% of what they need. And here's what it is at the end of the day. If Russell Wilson can play the way he played against the Jets all year long, I am not saying that the Steelers have a long playoff run. They will absolutely win a playoff game, without a doubt. Without a doubt, dude, they could end up being the third to fourth seed in the AFC. Like this is such a legit team right now. My question to you about the Jets is, dude, that's the first week that they play after letting go of Salah, right? Or
Yeah.
is that the second? No, that's the first week that they played. My
Yes.
question to you, Trilly, is Salah's now gone to an NFC team that might have a Super Bowl in them as an advisor. He's with Green Bay now.
I know. Isn't that funny? You think that's a slap in the face to Rodgers?
No, I don't think it's a slap in the face to Rodgers. I think that every team in the NFL noticed, why would you let go of the asset that had the one side of the ball correctly? Do I think that Robert Saleh is a head coach? No, I don't, because he's a player's coach. We've said this before on the show. But the idea that he was the main reason why this team is where they are you kidding me? You just went up against probably the most lackluster offense so far this season that you could face, and you
You
couldn't get the
gave
job done.
37 points
And that's my
to them,
point.
you
And
know?
you allowed 37 points. And your head coach, who is the defensive side of the ball, is gone. My question to you is, dude, what do you really think led to Salah getting fired? Because when you get a loss like that,
Yeah.
to as bad of a Pittsburgh team was going into the game, and then that was the result, that the defensive coach got fired and then 37 points got allowed.
Hmm.
What does that say?
Yeah. The Jets had very high expectations coming into this year. You had your owner saying this is the best roster we've had probably ever for the Jets in his tenure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the expectations were up, they were high, and for them to come out slowly like they did, I think it was one of those, okay, we gotta start pressing buttons here and try to turn this ship around, and the buttons aren't working. They're
No.
smashing the buttons, but
Mm-hmm.
the lights aren't coming on.
Yep.
And they're running out of buttons to push at this point. You got Reddick coming back. He'll be set for his debut this weekend. I don't know how much that'll help with the pass rush, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's coming down to the quarterback at this point. He's doing everything, and yeah, he's a 40-plus-year-old quarterback that Tom Brady broke everybody's minds when it came to that, where he was able to be so successful into his 40s that they're expecting that to happen for Aaron, and it's just not happening right now. He's still got the zip on the ball. He's still got, he can read defenses, but
He
the
can't
game
move, though.
the
He
game
can't
flow
move.
for him is just ugly. It's not like they ever get into a rhythm on offense.
I also know, I think that it's two things real quick, and not to keep this Aaron Rodgers talk going on, but because we do need to get to Eagles and the Ravens, but I am going to just say this to cap it off. When you really look at the broad scope now, because we're in year two with Aaron with the Jets, but the reality is it's really like year one because he got hurt first week, obviously, of year one with them. How do you how do you play it out? Hindsight's always 2020. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I've made my money. I have more money than I'll ever need. I can continue to play. I've had great success. I'm a top five, if not top 10 player all time. How do you decide to go from a market that essentially you completely controlled and media you completely controlled, and then you went to the media capital of the world that looks to point out failures outside of Philadelphia in their own team, but Philly obviously not being the media capital of the world, where everyone is always looking to point out your wrongdoing? How do you justify that? You went from a team that the ownership was the public and they loved you. They gave you what you wanted. The media always backed you. And you literally went to the most everything opposite of what got you a Super Bowl, three MVPs, excuse me, two MVPs or three?
Who? Sorry.
Aaron Rodgers, three
Three.
MVPs
Yeah, yeah.
and multiple playoff runs. And you went to the exact opposite in this organizational structure.
Mm,
My question about that is, And again, he's lost one of the biggest parts of his game, which is that no one moved in the pocket the way that Aaron moved in the pocket. No one. No one throws off the shoulder ever in the NFL. There's never been a quarterback that throws off the shoulder better than Aaron Rodgers. What do you think he is thinking right now? Is he satisfied that he's there? He goes, he gets his guy Devontae Adams, doesn't make a difference in the Steelers game, or do you think that he is regretting what it could have been? Because he would have gotten paid in Green Bay again. He would have gotten the same check.
No, I mean they had Jordan Love there ready to step in. He wasn't going to be able to stay there.
Let me ask you a question. You really think that if he wasn't doing the BS that he was doing at the end of last season, you really think that they wouldn't have let Love sit one more year, just
No,
how Aaron did? He sat for 4 years, dude.
I
Love
know,
it only
but
sat for three.
you've seen the way Love's been able to really amp up that team and get it going. They weren't going to wait on him. They were
Okay.
either going to move Love and keep Rodgers, but I didn't see that
So
happening.
it's going to happen either way, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
pretty much. It
Okay.
was it was his time in Green Bay was over. I get what you're saying, the organizational wise. He could have picked a bunch of different other places to go that are a lot better organizations, but he saw the talent that they had on that team. They just figured they needed a quarterback. The talent is regressed a bit. I mean, you got
A bit. Completely
Garrett
regressed.
Wilson, balls hitting him in the chest, popping off his chest for interceptions.
Yep.
Like
How nuts
just
was that?
that whole team is broken at this point.
Yep.
So I don't know.
All right, let's get into Eagles.
Yeah, I mean Eagles. It was an ass kick, and it was lovely. It
It was
was
the
it
same
was
old, same old. It was an Alabama win. Same
yeah
old, same old.
yeah. It was nice. It's been a while since
Yep.
we got one of those. I went before we had our thing. I was sitting at the bar. Well, for the start of the game, I was able to watch about the first half, and I felt good leaving the bar. I was just like, I don't need to watch any more of this game. I'll watch it on my drive home. We'll be good. I may have checked the phone once or twice while we were at the thing, but yeah, it was just to make sure. But I never was just panicking where I was like, what's
Yeah.
going on? What's going on? I knew the
Yeah.
boys had it that day.
Yeah.
They came out, the D line. Once you saw Josh Sweat and Bryce Huff actually meet at the quarterback and win one-on-ones, I was like, hey, now they might actually got something going here.
Yep.
And they did. They got after him. I mean, Jalen still is struggling to start games, but he only had to throw the ball 14 times. He put the ball on the money when he had to. My big thing that I put a clip out. Go follow me at Brendan Petrilli. Is he like panics sometimes when he feels the pressure and
Mm-hmm.
he like puts his hand out. He ducks. He like back waddles a little bit to
Mm-hmm.
try to like get out. When he does that, it drives me crazy,
Because he's
crazy.
losing himself when he does that, and he's shown
Yeah.
it, and he's shown it to the world in the biggest way.
But then you see on 4th and 3, he stands in the pocket and he fires a deep ball to AJ Brown for a touchdown. I'm like, do that all the time.
Yeah,
You can do it. You can
I hear
do it.
you.
It's there. Do it all the time. Stop this. No. Fire it. You got
Yeah.
it, man. So things are going in the right direction. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit right before the show. The way you're saying, 4-2, this team, and you listen to a lot of the sports media now in Philadelphia, doing this with me, and yeah, people have a lot of concerns and a lot of questions still. People aren't excited for this game today. I was sitting in the midday show. All of our calls that we got today were about the Sixers. Like people just
Oh
want
my
to bitch
God.
about stuff. Yeah. They want to bitch about
Jeez.
Embiid. They don't care about this game.
Or the Sixers
Everybody's
look bad. Sorry, but keep going.
well, that's a conversation for another day. We'll talk basketball, keeping up with the NBA, the people's favorite segment later on, closer to Christmas. But when it comes down to it, people are in a holding pattern on this team because the talent and the roster should be a really good football team. They're a
Yep.
4-2, but they were
Yep.
10-0 to start the year last year, where they still had flaws and it came falling apart. If they go and they win this game, you finally did what you were supposed to do against the Giants. You kind of did what you were supposed to do against the Browns. You won, but it should have. Both of these games should have been this 28-3. But it is what it is. You were one Saquon Barkley drop away from the Falcons to being 5-1. Like this team has the potential if they start putting it together. I was always in on this young defensive core. Vic Fangio's just got to keep them going in the right situations, and that's what they did against this Giants team. And we don't even have to talk Saquon. He's just the man. I mean, the guy is just so good. Yeah, just watching him just absolutely the explosive runs that he's had this year, that he has been the Eagles offense. They don't have to throw the ball deep down the field. They can if you want, but you can hand that ball to Saquon. You get him out on the edge with Dickerson and some of their other O linemen going downfield.
Uh-huh.
Good luck, because he has 50 yards runs, right? Or 50 or more yards. You know how many in the NFL there were last year of 50 plus for a running back?
No,
Zero.
zero. I'm sure.
Zero.
Yeah, because
No
that
running
like.
back had more than 50, you know? And
Yep.
he's had three already
Yep.
in 6 games. They had a bye.
By the
So,
way, Saquon and Derrick Henry have completely proven that the idea that running backs are not worth it anymore, that whole thing that was going on 2 years ago, is an absolute lie.
yeah. They
It's an
both got
absolute.
paid and they're both difference makers on their new
If you
teams.
have an elite, same thing with, let's be honest, same thing with Aaron Jones in Minnesota.
Yeah.
If you have an elite back, and on top of that, a back duo that can give your elite back time off, it completely changes the way that your NFL season could go. Now let's get into the real game, the game that mattered the most, the only game that mattered. And that was the Monday night primetime, aka the Ravens are on their way to the Soupy. 41-31 on the road against the Bucks. And we just got to take a second. We just got to break down the stats. We don't do numbers on the show unless we're talking about green. Trilly's wearing the green. I'm going to give you the numbers. Let's just break it down. Lamar Jackson, aka Action Jackson, aka Ocho, aka what did I say a few shows ago? My what statement? My declaration of independence for the show. 17 of 22, 281 yards. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but five touchdowns with zero interceptions. And may I just say that every single one of those touchdowns came from what? Oh, yeah, that's right. The air. The air. I thought that this team was only a run based team. I thought that's what everybody was saying, a run based team. I thought that Tampa was the terrible team to play everyone. They can beat anyone any day of the week, I thought. That's what I thought. But then all of a sudden you see that when one guy gets shot down, then Rashad Bateman's open. 89 gets his juice back. Mark Andrews is completely back in action. 2 weeks back to back in a row. And the man had a two-piece in that game. 2 touchdowns by himself. Justice Hill, wide out for an RPO. Charlie Kohler, a name that you've never even heard of on this show, let alone anywhere in the Ravens domain, gets open for the little tug. And then on top of that, you had to put the house. If you were a late night bettor, it finally became plus money. I threw money. I threw like $5 on Derrick Henry to get the score. Won me 18. I said, there's my one win for the week. There's my one win for the week. The idea, dude, that this Ravens offense right now is scoring the way that they are scoring is unmatched. And I'm going to tell you, I don't want the same result at the end of the season, but you know what this team greatly reminds me of in a very, very sound way? Who do you think I'm going to say?
Mark Andrews is finally starting to click.
Yeah, this team reminds me of the
Oh,
two
sorry.
of the 2 year ago Philadelphia Eagles. An offense that had an onslaught of that cadence
I
that we talked
guess.
about last year. Up to the line, let's run. Okay,
Mhm.
move it to AJ Brown. Okay, move it to Zay Flowers. Okay, move it to Rashad Bateman. Okay, move it to Devontae Smith. Oh, that's not there. Then Dallas Goedert. Okay, now who do we got? Likely or Mark Andrews. And then you've got this powerhouse of Derrick Henry. And the thing that both of those teams shared in common is that a lot of times that 2 year ago Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl sometimes let too many points on the board. Defense would always stand up and get stops when they needed to, but sometimes let too many points on the board. That right now, the Ravens have made it clear we're built for shootouts. We're going to get in shootouts. And we know how to get a lead early. I think that our mojo right now, dude, I mean, again, it's clear Lamar Jackson is proving, and I'll shut up after this. The season ended tomorrow. He would win his third MVP, 2 back to back. But it is time now when we are seeing what we are seeing from the offensive side of the board that Todd Bunkin has seemed to have it under control after that devastating AFC championship loss. This is a very dangerous team that just has to get it done in January.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
it.
agree. I agree.
There's honestly nothing more to say. Like, there's no improvement that needs to happen outside of that.
The Ravens are running the NFL right now. Everything's clicking for them right now,
Right.
man. Yeah, the only thing they could really nitpick is getting that defense back.
Mhm.
But when that offense is moving like that, where they were struggling to start the year a little bit there, where we were kind of on this show talking,
Big
hey,
time.
what's why they haven't really found that identity. Well,
Big time.
started 0-2 to start the year. What happened to that offense? Like, what's going on? How did we lose to the Raiders? And then they've taken it with stride ever since that Cowboys game, and they're finding a nice balance. I think we keep talking about this when it comes to Saquon or Derek, of establishing them, giving them rest throughout the game, and then you go, where are they? And then bang, right back, and he goes for 80 plus yards, on a run. So I think they're managing that situation well. You just gotta keep it rolling. You got some wins I'm looking at lined up here. You got
Yep.
Browns, Broncos, Bengals, Steelers. I mean, those two division games back to back will be interesting.
100%. And they'll be hard.
Chargers, we'll see what happens with them in the next couple of weeks where they kind of go.
Man,
And
they
then
look bad.
we got Bird v. Bird down in
Bird v.
Baltimore.
Bird. Yeah. Man, do they
So
look bad, by the way. And I think that what's so interesting, dude, is that, again, and this is the second year of going with the most offensive talent that Lamar Jackson's ever had. But, dude, we're laying off Derrick Henry lately from having to run the ball now because you're seeing that there are other people outside of Mark and outside of four that can be open consistently. Dude, Likely is putting on a show week in and week out. And now Rashad Bateman is making it look like that he could be a solid number two for any team in the league. You got to worry now about 7, 80, and 89. And then it's like, what do we do with four? Okay, we got to lock up four. Who's letting go of 89 then? Who's letting go of seven? And then on top of that, dude, you've got 15. Can't believe we're saying this again, but you got 15 who can actually get stuff done. You got a former Eagle who can make plays week in and week out if all of those guys are taken care of. And we're the idea again, I just got to say it. I said it 2 weeks ago, I'll say it again. We've got the current Tom Brady in the league, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson is proving that when you surround him with true talent, he's the Peyton Manning right now of our league. He just is. He just is. And the passer that he not has become, the passer that he is someone that is so dangerous, so dangerous. But we can move to next week or do whatever you want to do from here,
do
man. I love it.
do the Ravens make a play for one of these big wide receivers? You see all these receivers moving all over the place
No,
for next to nothing. Do they go get a Cooper
no,
Cup or somebody like that?
no, I don't want that.
No.
No, and the reason why I don't want that is because when I see what now has happened specifically with Likely and Rashad Bateman, I know that we're solid. My issue is with this team. The thing that hurts you in January is we do not have a January pass rush right now.
Hmm.
We do not. We do not have a January pass rush. And we need that. Say that 5 times fast. And we need that. We need a guy that can get after the quarterback consistently while Roquan's facilitating the middle of the field, while you've got Wiggins and Hamilton and Humphrey handling the backfield, right? And having that idea of, okay, who's coming off the edge? Because again, let's go back to week one. One of the reasons why we did not close that game before that last toe out of bounds was because Patrick had way too much time to play, way too much time behind center. And right now, with the way that the Chiefs are playing, if the season ended tomorrow and the Ravens were in second place, we would be going to Arrowhead instead of them coming to Baltimore. So we've got to consider the idea that we're going to play an AFC championship on the road. And if that's the case, dude, you've got to have a guy that can get after the quarterback. That's our biggest issue. I love the idea. I forget what show I heard it on. I wish that we would have retained him. I thought it was a joke moving off of him. I think we need him back. I'd go Cy Clowney again. Get him in the defense. Look what he did, dude. Look what he did when we had him for just 8 games. He record or sorry, 10 games. He recorded a sack out of 8 out of 10 games, including the playoff against CJ Stroud. Like having a guy like that can be off the edge, you need it. Because yes, our offense can get the job done clearly, but dude, the Chiefs are going to do it just as well as we are. So, yeah, that's it.
Hmm. Shoot, I had one last point. I just lost it.
I
Um,
think that it speaks to the Chiefs going and getting a guy like that. No one is saying this, but I think that that says that they are worried about us.
yeah, well, all their wide receivers are down. Patrick needs help. You got Juju back, and then he gets hurt. Patrick takes out his own guy's
Yep.
ACL. Yeah, he'll probably come back in a
He'll be
little bit,
back.
but they just needed ammunition. They
Yep.
were dropping guys like flies. So, yeah, I think Hopkins isn't he. It's Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. He's still
That's
got
right.
talent, but
Yeah.
well, it'll be interesting the way that all shakes out. But yeah, like we said, we weren't able to really watch too much of the other games. We had some stuff going on that Sunday, but we'll take a quick break and we'll get into everybody's favorites, making everybody some money here. Give you our picks in about, I don't know, 2 seconds after we pause this.
Yep.
All
I just
right,
gotta
we're back.
say, I gotta say something real quick before you do this ad read. I would just like to say from last night's game, I've been on it. If the Rams were not injured, that's who the Rams are. That's all I got to say. Go ahead.
No, I don't hate that at all. You saw the way that the wide receivers coming back. I mean, Puka had 100 yards in the first
Oh
half.
my
Like
God, dude.
the
He's
guys,
insane.
this Rams team was going from looks like they were going to start selling some guys to maybe they hold on and they keep making a run. I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's a long season. They turned it around last year, so I don't know. But yeah, here, quick ad read. Give me a new ad sound, Harry. Give me something.
Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum. And the new sponsor is.
We got designer bag bingo at the YMCA in Lansdale. Go check it out November 8th. It's a Friday. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. Purchase tickets at the
Oh,
North Penn YMCA. Well, it looks like it's $40 in advance or
not what I
45 at the
thought.
door. You got 50/50 raffle tickets. A portion of the
Oh my
proceeds are
God.
going to the Lansdale VFW. It'll be a lot of fun. Shout out my grandmom.
Oh
She
my
wanted that
God.
ad read in there. So we'll clip it. We'll send it to her. Go to the Y. It'll be a good time. It looks like it's not actually at the Y though. It's at
You got to give an address.
yeah, it's 1292 Allentown Road, Lansdale, PA 19446. Go have some fun.
You heard
Real
it.
nice bags. It's always a good time.
That's
Get
awesome,
get
man.
it going on a Friday night. But
That's incredible. Oh my God.
I
That
told
that
you,
was hilarious.
I told you you'd like that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. All
All
right,
right, but
dude.
if you're out there and you do want to, sponsor us, of course, we love Philly drinkers, garage beer. Feel free, hit us up. We'd love to get involved with everybody out there. We're trying to grow with
Yep.
you and the podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. We're having fun with it. Let's get into it now. Let's make some money, Harry.
Let's do it, dude.
We were both 5 for 5. Previous episode. Let's go. Let's keep it
Let's get
going.
locked,
All right,
man. I,
let's do it.
well, I got to just say one thing. I think that has to be official now for the rest of the season. And I'm not making it official, but it's partly official. So I can always go back on it, but it's a part official. When I don't bet the Ravens, nothing bad happens. Now, I also bet them when I didn't bet them when they lost, but I'm just saying I haven't bet them once and we're doing pretty damn well. So that's going to continue.
Yeah. And
No
I've been
betting.
betting the Ravens and I've been doing well
Heavily.
when I bet the
Heavily.
Ravens.
You've been betting them heavily.
And that's
Okay.
gonna be my first pick. I'm taking the Ravens 8.5.
You're taking the Ravens 8, and that's a steep line, man. The only reason why I say it's steep is
I
because it's
love
over a
Jameis, but
touchdown.
yeah, I get you. They're gonna win by 14.
Dude, I 100% agree with you from the fan perspective. I know that we're going to kill him. We're absolutely going to kill him. But the idea that against a divisional champ who still has the defense that they have, I would love that line. I would not be saying anything I'm saying right now if that line was -7. If
I
that
know.
line was -6.5 or 7, I say Trilly, go with God. But it's above a tug, and above a tug is already always hard to pull out in the AFC North. But love the pick. Go Ravens -8.5. With my first pick for week 8, man, dude, the season is on its way, isn't it?
I know. I said that today at work. I said, "Holy crap, it's week 8.
Yeah,
We're
dude.
halfway, just
It's
about halfway
nuts.
through
It's
the
absolutely
regular
crazy.
season. That's crazy."
You know, I think that it's really odd that one line specifically that I think is odd is that the Bears are -3. even with Jaden Daniels out, the Rams should not be minus a field goal. They should be minus.
Washington
No,
or the Bears.
no, the Bears should still be favored, but it shouldn't be a field goal. It should maybe be a point and a half to 2 points. A full three, I don't know, man. Who's going to be under center for the Commanders now?
Mariota, if Marcus
Marcus
Mariota.
Mariota?
Yeah, yeah, he played last week in relief for Jaden Daniels. Still,
I'm
they were
taking the
slinging that
Commanders
rock.
plus three.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, this is a big part in my take bowl. I was just listening to it
I
driving home.
know.
They were finally the two of them have been tiptoeing around the two quarterbacks,
Mhm.
Daniels and Williams, and being nice to each other. And they finally started going at each other's throats a little bit about it. My guy's better. No, my guy's better. How can you say that? Yada yada
That's
yada.
hilarious.
Yeah, so I was. It's about time they started. Enough of
It
this
is.
nonsense. I hope they're both good. No, they
Mhm.
both know they're going to be compared to each other for years on years on years now. So, yeah, hopefully Jaden plays. It doesn't seem like he's going to, but that would make this game very interesting. If he did play, do you think the Commanders would be favorite in this game, or do you think that Bears defense
Oh my
is
God. If
is
they
good
played,
enough to
I think that if they played, I think that the Commanders might be minus 4.5, even with that Bears defense.
really? If he was playing, it would be
If he
that
was
big of a
playing,
swing.
it would be completely different. It would be completely different, dude. And the
I
reason
think it would
why,
be like 1.5 Commanders.
no, man, the reason why I say that is, dude, I think that the Commanders have more quality wins than the Bears do. And and what's his name? Bears QB. Why did it just escape me?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams has not played an opponent like Lamar Jackson the way that Jane Daniels has and
No,
how well he played.
yeah, no, that's definitely a tip in his cap right now.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Caleb against CJ Stroud week 2 or whatever in prime
Yeah.
time on Sunday night,
And
and that
CJ
that got
Stroud
a
can't hold a candle next to my guy. That's
yeah,
why I'm
yeah,
saying that.
yeah, yeah. I'm just yeah, but Caleb struggled in that game
Right.
because
Absolutely.
they were still figuring out, but they're finally starting to
They
get
are.
that offense to go a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't touch. Did I touch that game? I did
No,
touch that game. I'll
you
take
did.
the over
Ooh, good pick,
43,
man. I like
43.
that.
I was saying, I before we started recording again is I've been sticking more to the lines for the spreads, and I haven't really touched over unders. You know how I feel about unders, but there's a few this week that I like. You've seen the offenses really start to get going. I do like the Bears defense, but I think that both of these offense will be able to get their own. I would like a good 28, 21,
Man, I kind of
20,
like that pick
27.
more than taking the three. I might switch my pick and go with that. I like that a lot more.
We got an
Earthquake. I'm taking that as well. And I'm taking Commanders off, going with Trill. Now I got to give a pick. And I want to know what you think about this, dude. You got two on the board. I'm going with my second right now. Is Flacco playing?
I think it's what's his face, Anthony Richardson, I
Oh,
believe. I know,
if Flacco
right?
was playing, I'd say
That's
Colts
such
money
a
line.
shame, right?
Dude, if Flacco was playing, I would literally say Colts money line. That's how
Yeah,
in on it I am. That's
yeah.
how in and on it I am. Um, well, if that's the case, then do I
Mm.
go the over or the under in the Arizona Dolphins game? 46 and a half. Arizona coming off a brutal beat. Short week, right? Didn't they just play?
So,
They just played in prime time when we played. Is that a short week?
sorry, I was trying to
Arizona
get them.
played. Did Arizona just
They
play?
played Monday night, yeah,
That's a short week.
yeah, a little, yeah.
Do we take the under here to his first game?
I don't know, man. I
Or does
just
he air it out?
as a Tyreek Hill fantasy owner, I really need them to get that offense going again. Like Tua needs to saddle up and
Out of
start slinging that
respect,
rock.
that's a lot of points though. Four and a
I'm
half for a
I'm
guy
not
who's come
touching the
back.
over or anything in that. I wouldn't touch that, but I would like it for that offense to return to form again. I was listening to PMT and
Man, I
they
gotta take a pick.
the one stat that they had for that the Dolphins this year have 70 points total. They scored 70 points against the Broncos in one game last year.
Shut up, really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
so like they scored 70 total in one
Yeah.
game, and
Yep.
through 7 weeks they have 70 total points.
I remember
Like
that.
it's crazy how much they've how haven't you had a plan there at all?
I don't get it at all.
If two, and like these backups, I get like the drop off in talent is tough, but you can't get you have so many weapons. All you got to do is just get it to them, man. But I don't know.
All right, I got
Quarterback.
my pick. I'm going with a totally different game. The
Sorry, I
over
rambled there.
Bills on the road to Seattle over 46 and a half.
Okay, I'm with it. So what? I got two.
Yep. No, you got one. Go to one. You'll have three. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's all right.
Yep.
Yeah. Why in the world? I know the Saints are really banged up,
This is a yep. Yep.
but 7 points to the
I don't
Chargers?
get it, man. I
I
don't get
don't
it.
get that. At like, are the
That's a
Saints really
trap.
gonna get blown out?
My question to you is what's a bigger trap? Is it that the Chargers are -7 or that Green Bay is only -4? Those lines should be flipped.
Mhm.
Green Bay should be -7 against the
Against the
Jags,
Jags.
and the Chargers should be -4. That makes no sense to me
I
at
know.
all.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know, but I kind of like the Saints, and I'm gonna take them at
Is
7.
Derek Carr healthy? Is he back?
No, still Spencer Rattler. I just don't
Mm.
think the Chargers are a juggernaut like that to score enough points to cover 7.
You know what though?
I
You
think
know
this
what
is just going to
though?
be an ugly football game that'll
I,
be
I'm
like
I'm going to tell
14 to
you.
10.
I flipped that pick. I might go Chargers here. They were on the road last week. Absolutely played terrible football. They're at home. Jim Harbaugh's looking to make a statement. Bad teams, when they go on the road and lose badly, cover when they're at home against another bad team the next week. I'm taking the Chargers -7.
Where's that stat from?
That
That's
stat is from
it's
right
from
here.
okay. All right. I'll take the Saints still.
Okay, so we're going head to head. We
That's
have an
fine.
earthquake and a head to head on
That's
this.
fine.
Wow.
That's fine. That's
All
fine.
right. Last pick. Go ahead, Trill. Oh, no. Second to last pick. Last regular pick.
Uh over 44 and a half. Detroit Lions, Tennessee Titans. The Lions can put up
Oh.
44 by themselves.
You know, man, I was looking at that, but that's
45.
why I feel like that total is way too, like, I think that total should be, I feel like that it should be higher. I'm surprised that it's that low. I feel like
That's
that it should be 50, but I hear you.
Yeah, so give it to me. I think 30 plus from Detroit. Maybe you get 17 from the Titans. We'll see. I don't know. They're struggling down there, but I just that potential for that offense from Detroit is crazy. Even without Williams, you still got so many options. So
I hear you. Where do I go with this with what I was saying about Green Bay? Do I touch that game? You know what the game is that I really want to touch? And they're coming off of a bad loss and they're home again. And I think that they could play so well. I want to take Atlanta so bad. I want to take them so bad. You know how much I love Atlanta.
hmm
And they've just been in absolute fistfights, dude. Is Kirk's healthy?
hmm
Is this already their second game together? They're done with their divisional games this early?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
So do they split here?
they're missing all
Atlanta's
their
coming off
wide
a loss.
receivers now.
Who is?
The the Bucks. No Evans, no Godwin.
You know, but the value is good on that money line if you're going to go for the dog. No, I got to ride with Kirk. Atlanta minus the 2.5.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. All right, our certainties.
Are certainties.
Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna blow out the Giants.
Wow. Wow. So they're a blowout team now. They're a blowout team.
The Giants, yeah.
Okay. What's that
Like
line? Is it 7?
5.5.
Yeah. And it's
Uh,
home again. And
I
it's
feel
home.
I feel like that's right. If this offense that with Russie looked the way they did, seeing what Jalen Hurts was able to do and they were able to run the football,
Hmm.
Najee gonna go off. I'm gonna like him for a touchdown when we
Hmm.
get to our touchdowns in a minute here. But the Giants just they don't got anything, man. That Steelers defense is legit. The way the Eagles D line was able to get 8 sacks on Daniel Jones,
Hmm.
uh, TJ might have 8 himself in this game. So yeah, I love the Steelers there.
Talk me out of this because this is such a this is me chasing the money. So I'm not chasing the right pick. So I'm saying that up front for you to talk me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the game. This is the game where everything that they've done wrong is forgotten, where everybody's back on the bandwagon,
I know where you're
where their
going.
Super Bowl pick. You already know what I'm going to say.
Soupy's back on if the Eagles win this game.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, what?
That's not where I'm
I
going
thought
with
you're not going
this.
to go the money there?
Do I take Cowboys money line?
Oh, yeah, I've heard some people talk about that with
You
how
know,
banged
Jerry
up the.
Jones putting down the coach, Dak looking bad. They're 3-3. They are on the road. And this is that game where if they beat the 49ers, what's there to worry about?
Yeah,
It's Dallas.
yeah.
This is a game where they need for that. And dude, plus 176. I mean, the value. Do I do that or am I just chasing the money?
No, I think I like that pick because they're gonna say, "Oh, we beat the 49ers,
That's
right?"
right. That's right.
But this is not the 49ers of
That's right.
the last couple years. Nobody Kittle might not play too, Debo
Mm-hmm.
probably won't. Ayuk's out for the year. Yeah. The one reporter for them goes, their healthiest wide receiver for the 49ers got shot 2 months ago.
Is
Like,
that true?
yeah, you
Oh
didn't
my
know?
God. No.
The one wide receiver they drafted, yeah, he got
Oh
shot
my
in San
God.
Francisco. Yeah, in the
Jeez
chest.
Louise.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah,
he's like their
no.
wide receiver one now.
Well, now obviously CD's playing in this. He's
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I
no, I think I
The Cowboys are healthy. They just stink. Their
yeah, they
defense
just stink.
stinks.
This is the game where everyone is back on that the Cowboys are the number 2 team in the NFC.
That'd be a huge leap to
But
say.
that's what they'll say. But that's what
Yeah,
they'll say
that'd be a
because of that
huge
win.
leap.
That's why I'm taking it. This is Cowboys all day long. Money line, money line, money line. Are we doing touchdowns? Or are we doing real picks for
What? I
the
don't know.
parlay?
We haven't hit a touchdowns yet, but you want to keep going
We've
touchdowns?
got we've gotten close.
Yeah, I like the touchdowns. I think it's a good wrinkle.
It not only that, but it's the value.
Yeah. Well, before we do that, Ro, I just want, what do you think Eagles Bengals? Just as an outsider perspective here.
As an outsider perspective, this is the game where AJ Brown, as a sole player, needs to take over. He needs to take over, dominate. He needs to have what Mark Andrews had last week. AJ Brown by himself should have 2 touchdowns on this game. The Eagles should roll in, feel so disrespected that they are underdogs to a team with a losing record and absolutely annihilate the Bengals. Do I think that the Eagles are going to get stops on defense? I'm sorry to say this to you, Trilly. No, they're going to let up a lot of points.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
but I
I hope.
really think that Jalen and your offensive squad with the health that you're going into will demolish them because the Bengals defense is not going to have an answer for Saquon. And then when they try to key up the middle, he is just going to let it loose. Now, Higgins and Chase alone, they're going to burn you deep. Like Chase could have 2 touchdowns this game. But I love the Eagles as an underdog here.
Yeah, it'll be a good test because the Eagles the defense has stepped up against two really bad teams. You're finally this could be a knockout game for the Bengals here. If you go out
Oh my
to the
God, yeah.
Bengals and you beat them, good. You're feeling good. You're on a winning streak. You're probably have a chance to be the top of the division by the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day if that happens. And we're feeling good again. This offense has got the potential to go there and just it's all on Hurts at this point. You're right. The defense does scare me a little bit, but I love Quinyon Mitchell and I love Cooper DeJean, man. These corners, if they go
Man,
and if they lock up those two receivers, I'm gonna be pumped for that defense.
you know what, man?
Hopefully Carter gets up the middle and gets after Joe. I don't have high expectations, but I think the Eagles should win this game.
I've not done this in a long time, but I'm thinking of taking one of my picks off. I know that we got to get to our parlay, but dude, I'm thinking about I just talked myself so into their over at 47 and a half. I just said that I just said that there's one player on each side of the team that could have 2 touchdowns by themselves.
Mhm.
Dude, what do I take? Bears and the Commanders over. That's our We believe in that. That's our earthquake. I took the Bills, Seattle over. I think that that's true. We've seen that Geno can sling it. Seattle can put it up, and obviously we know the Bills can. Chargers minus the 7. I believe in my logic. And then I love, but do I love Atlanta here when they're both coming off losses? What pick would you throw out of mine?
Bills, Seattle.
Really? Why?
I don't like Seattle. And DK's probably out. You got some younger receivers. You never know with Kenneth Walker.
You know what? I'm taking out ATL. I'm sticking Eagles, Bengals. So my final lineup: Eagles on the road over 47 and a half. Let's just bring the public through our picks. Trilly is Ravens minus 8.5, Bears, Commanders over 43 and a half, Saints plus 7, Titans v Lions over 45, over 44 and a half, and his certainty is Pittsburgh minus the 5.5, and Hollywood's is Bears versus Commanders over 43 and a half. That's our earthquake. Bills versus Seattle over 46 and a half. Chargers minus the 7. That's our head to head. Eagles versus Cincinnati over 47 and a half. And my lock is Dallas. Okay. To the parlay.
Give me Najee Harris Monday night.
I love I can't even tell you how much I love that.
Do
I
we
think
like DeAndre Hopkins getting here you go, welcome to the Chiefs moment
no, I
at
think more
plus
than that.
200?
I think more than that. We like hello, welcome to the Jets. Devontae Adams on the road, New England plus 130.
I like that a lot.
Me
Yes.
too. Yep. I very, very, very much like. Do we want to talk about that Eagle Cincinnati? I just said a lot, dude. The value is AJ. AJ is plus 140.
Devontae Smith is the value.
Do you like that?
Oh yeah.
Plus 210.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is spicy. All right. We got one more, brother. You know,
Uh,
I'm going to.
you
Ooh,
like somebody on that Falcons team? The Ravens, there's just too many options.
there's
I
too
don't
many
like,
options.
and
No,
Derek, there's no money in Derek.
no, you know what I like? Because of the game that we didn't touch. I like Stephon Diggs plus the 135. Houston comes out, destroys them. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Or do we
Uh,
want somebody else?
uh,
We can do
yeah,
someone
yeah,
else.
that Texans offense scares me.
Do we
Uh,
like CD?
I like CD, or do we like somebody from Detroit?
Who do we like from Detroit?
Amon Ra or
So,
Montgomery,
but again,
Gibbs?
they're like the Ravens, man. They can give it to
Yeah,
so many.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
The only thing
Uh,
about CD is that it's basically like that's the 49ers one job. Shut him down.
mhm. Do we like
Do we like someone from that Bears squad?
I was thinking that. I was thinking DJ or
You can't get their touchdown props.
oh yeah, yeah, it's not available right now. I like CD.
You like CD?
Yeah, CD's nuts. Whoa, come on, dude. This is a
Wait, do we
pre.
like CD or do we like going crazy and throwing a lot of weight on the Steelers and going not only Najee Harris but George at plus 200?
No, no,
No,
CD.
too much.
CD.
CD. Okay.
10 gets you 311.
See, yeah, this is all plus. All right, but we do 15 in this house.
You're right. You're right.
467.34. Dude, that's dangerous.
It'd be a good day.
So we got Najee Harris, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
So is that all NFC? No, no, two AFC, two NFC. Wow, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I
All
love it.
right. That's it. That's the
That's it.
show. We love you all. Go follow Cold Ones, Instagram, Twitter. Give us both a like, follow. Go check out BSP Media also, putting out a lot of videos. Did a Jason Kelsey costume contest yesterday. Met Big Dom. Pretty sick. Pretty legendary dude. He was a cool guy. But yeah,
That's awesome.
hopefully both birds get a dub. We'll see. I'm not too high on this weekend, but
Why, man? This is like I feel that
Joe
this game
makes me
gives you your
nervous,
mojo
man.
back.
Yeah, they win. Soupy's back on.
Soupy's back on because they didn't cover the 10.
Yeah, they didn't cover the 10 two
They
weeks
didn't cover the
ago.
10. But
We're
yeah,
starting
it's
to
a
get
bird v bird.
excited. 28-3 last week, you know. They
Yep.
they get a good win out there, good road win. We're feeling
Yep.
good. Feeling real good.
Go Ravens, baby.
All right. Shout out to them. 5 go birds.